Right, so today I am going to do this eye. Now this is kind of a follow-on from the dragon's eye because we had a really good response with that. Lots of people tried it out, so we thought we need to do things a little bit different. So we do a human eye, but with a twist.
Or a spin. Put a spin on it.
Put a spin on it, yes.
Boom.
Boom shakalaka. We have a tip. This is going to turn like this to make it hypnotic. No, it's not. That was just a joke. A really crap one. I'm going to use high speed. I'll use a 3D brush and a bigger brush as well. We'll just sort of flip between the two depending on what I am doing. So,
what size is your 3D brush?
3D brush is like a 4 or a 2.
Right, so it's
anything that's a
small.
4 or 2 is fine. When you're doing this eye, we need to start with the actual eyeball and then create the eyelids around it. So you don't do the eyelids and the skin and then put the eyeball inside, because obviously the eye sits over the eyeball. So the eyeball is the first thing you're going to do. Now you can either do this in acrylic or you can use the 3D sculpture gel. If you're using the 3D sculpture gel, this is how you would do it. So if you take out some of the gel, what I like to do first is just take a little bit out. Put your fingers and roll it round. And what this will do, it'll take off any little particles of fluff that'll be on your hands. Because we're working with white, if you work the product with your fingers and you have little bits of fluff on there, it'll all stick to the gel. Can you see how there's little bits of fluff in there? Yeah, and we don't want that, do we? So to reduce that down, I'm rolling this around to basically remove any bits of fluff off my fingers. So I'm going to bin that bit and I'm going to pick up a new bit. You want a decent size. Roll it round, place it in the middle where you're going to put your eyeball, and you need some gel residue wipe off solution. What you need to do is start to flatten it out a little bit. Just so it sits onto the nail better, and you're going to pull it out to the side slightly. If you do, because it's white, if you do have any bits of fluff in there, which I can see, just get them off with your brush, like that. You're basically using the gel residue wipe off solution on your brush to smooth out this eyeball shape. And I know if you took your eyeball out of the socket of your eye, which I don't recommend, it would be sort of more round. We're doing it as you see, basically what you see. So you're going to do this kind of soft oval shape. This is how we start. Now, if you were using acrylic, you would build out the shape piece by piece. And then what I'm going to do is get the end of a brush, and I'm making a hole in the eye. You want it to be as round as you can, so you want it nice and smooth as well. The reason that we've made a hole, we're going to use this spinner, and it's going to sit in the middle. I'm going to test this. So we need it to be not as high. So if you look at this on the side, you don't want it to touch any of the spinner. You want it to spin freely. I'm just going to make this bit a little bit lower because I don't want to run the risk of it touching. So all I'm going to do is get my brush and just sweep that along like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. Now you need to come out.
You get stuck.
Didn't want to come out then. Just make this nice and flat. You don't want to create any bulk in there because the bottom part of this plate needs to sit in there. I'm going to pop that into the lamp and cure that. That's all set. Rock hard. Then we're going to use warm beige, cameo pink, which is really pale. See? So we'll pop it on here, you'll see the different tones. So I'm going to go in with the warm beige first. And we're going to create the bottom lid here and the skin. So I'm going to do the skin first. You just want a thin layer. A thin layer over all of the nail. And from that thin layer we will build up the eyelids. Now I'm going to use the cameo to do the fleshy part. What is this even called? This little fleshy bit. It's like that little bit of fleshy, that bit of skin that... I do know a bit about eyes because I used to work in an optician's, but I don't know what that bit's called.
Is that like where you get sleep? You know,
Yeah.
it's like goo.
Yeah.
So that's the goo producer.
Oh, it's the goo producer. Ah, not like a film producer, like a goo producer. See, I know that the white part is called the sclera.
Really?
Yep, the sclera. This is the sclera.
So the actual eyeball.
Yeah. And then you've got inside, lots of things going on inside, like the retina. Yeah.
Pupils and all them
Iris and all that.
And the goo producer.
And the goo producer, of course. Somebody needs to tell us what it's called.
Eye snots.
The eye snotter. Yeah, we call them eye bogies. So this is where you get the eye bogies. We're not going to add any eye bogies, don't worry. This is an eye bogey free eye. I'm going to use a little bit of intense pink. Just to add a bit more of a pink tone to this eye bogey area. To make it look more realistic. And we're also going to add a little bit of pink to the eye here. We don't want to make it look sore, but we want to make it look more real. So we don't want a lot of pink there, just a little bit. And then using the warm beige again, we're going to start to create the shape of the eyelids. Now you notice I did bleed the back of that bead out, bled the back of the brush so I could keep control of the product. So So you want to get this basic shape first, and then you can sort of neaten up with your brush. You can even go back in with more product if you need to. You want the bottom lid and the top lid, you need them to be really crisp. You want to create this water line on this bottom lid. You need to keep everything nice and smooth because it's skin. We're not doing like an old wrinkly eye.
So you're modelling on my eye?
Oh well, yes, of course, not mine. So make sure you sort of blend it in. Wet your brush when you do that, it will blend it nicely. I am going to put a little bit of intense pink here, just to add a little bit of realness to it.
Ryan Little.
I have this brush. It's an old brush, as you can see. It's a little bit knackered. I'm just going to bend the hairs by running this cuticle brush here across it. Like this. So I'm just really jacking it up. So you can see how they're curved more. And what we're going to do is take a pair of scissors and cut those off.
Are these going to be your eyelashes?
That'll be your eyelashes.
Ah.
Like it.
I wondered what you were going to do, how you can do the eyelashes.
Let me see if I can just bend these a little bit more. So, just going to take them off now. Oh yes, we're really jacking this brush up. That looks like we've just cut something off a body part. I'm not going to say which one. Thank you, you're all with me here. So now we're going to use some glue, bit of brush on glue, and we are going to adhere this. So we're going to put the eyelashes on. Now these are never going to be like, oh my god, look at her eyelashes, they're so on fleek. They're not going to be as good as that.
Can eyelashes be on fleek? I thought it was eyebrows.
Oh, eyelashes can be on fleek as well. I'm sure like every part of a human can be on fleek. So we're going to do this all the way across that lid. Okay. It looks freaky now.
It does look a bit freaky now.
I've put a little bit of put a little bit of Cameo sort of on this waterline here and up here, just to sort of connect the lashes really. I am going to add some paint to this, just to bring a bit of depth to it. So I've got titanium white, I've got, oh no, that's not the black that I want. I'm going to change that black. This one is burnt sienna for the brownies, so let me just get the other black. The black always goes missing, I think. There's these little fairies that come and just steal my paint. So this one is just black, Nero black. Nero means black, doesn't it? In what language?
Italian?
Something like that. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to put the spinner inside the eye. So we need some acrylic. Clear acrylic. Oh my god. That was supposed to happen. Just clean that up. Just going to take a little bit of that out. I think it's a bit too much. There we are. While that's wet, you're going to get your spinner. Oh, sorry, was my head getting in the way again? Oh, squish that in. Make sure it's pressed firmly. I'm just finishing with a black line. I want a line there. I feel like it needs it. It needs a bit of a flick going on.
It needs a bit of eyeshadow, to be quite honest.
No, I didn't want to go too crazy with that because I think we'll do that on another video. Oh my God, will you shut up? Faye's in the room, everybody, and don't you know it. So, are you ready? Are you set? Oh, look into my eyes. I'll take you to another dimension. You are under my power. That's what they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Something like
one
that.
of them in my nails.
Can you imagine? So there you are, guys. Something a little bit different. A hip.
Bang bang.
That is a hypnotic eye. Are you hypnotised? They're all hypnotised. They're all hypnotised, and they're all going to subscribe. They're all going to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and they're all going to look in the description box below for all the products that I've used today. And I'll see you in the next video, because you're going to watch that now, because I've hypnotised you with my hypnotic eye.
Right, can I talk now?